So let's dive into how the CPP became dominant in Cambodia's multi-party system. It's really fascinating how historical factors, leadership, and a mix of coercive tactics come into play.
Absolutely. Right. So, Hun Sen's rule spans over 30 years, which in itself speaks volumes. But the approach, using coercion, co-option, and control over state institutions, that's what really solidified their power, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like they strategically built the regime by controlling legislative and judicial processes, which then allowed them to, subdue their political challengers.
Right. And what's interesting is that this dominance really took a decisive turn after the events of 1997, when Funcinpec, for example, was violently ousted. That really marks the shift to a hegemonic party system.
Exactly. And it's not just about brute force. The CPP's ideology was tailored to adapt to international pressures too. After the Cold War, major powers actually preferred to work with Hun Sen or did nothing to undermine his tactics.
Yep, yeah, I get that. But don't you think that sometimes relying so heavily on coercion might also have hampered other forms of political innovation? It seems a bit risky to bet everything on, well, force.
That's a fair point. It's a double-edged sword. On one hand, coercion clearly helped suppress dissent, but on the other, it sometimes limited the emergence of a vibrant political opposition. Yet the CPP also cleverly co-opted potential rivals to maintain their grasp on power.
Right. And speaking of opposition, the emergence and subsequent banning of groups like the CNRP really show that the political space is so tightly controlled. It's almost a paradox, holding elections that don't actually change the power dynamics.
Yeah, it's like a theater of control. The elections might go on, but the underlying playing field is, stacked. And their membership growth is telling too, from thousands to millions, representing a huge part of the population, all contributing to the consolidation of power.
Absolutely. So it's basically this mix of historical continuity and strategic manipulation, both internally and internationally, that kept the CPP on top.
Exactly. And you see this interplay of internal mechanisms with the international context, where donor countries and global powers ended up indirectly facilitating these practices by preferring, or at least tolerating, stability under Hun Sen.
Right? It almost makes you wonder if any of these tactics, though effective in the short term, could, in the long run, actually undermine the regime's resilience.
True, although the sustained use of coercion, co-option, and control has so far kept the regime resourceless to strong opposition. It's like they have a playbook that has kept them ahead, despite the risks.
Yeah. It's a stark reminder of how adapting political strategy in a turbulent post-Cold War world can lead to both stability and, well, questionable legitimacy.
Precisely. And it definitely challenges our conventional notions of democracy when electoral processes exist alongside such authoritarian practices.
Right on. Overall, it's a compelling case of how power is maintained, not just through elections and laws, but through a blend of, extra legal measures and institutional control.
Exactly, and this makes Cambodia's political journey both unique and a cautionary tale about the complexities of hegemonic party systems.
Absolutely.